Sir, I am on live now.
Good evening, everyone.
Professor Saravanan sir, very good evening. Very good evening, Saravanan sir, Professor.
Good evening, Elila sir.
Very good evening, sir. Okay, I didn't
think
hear your voice.
occupied.
Sorry. Okay, I got it, sir, now. Very good evening, sir. Oh, okay, sir, I am on the way. I am on the way to my home from Tiruvallur to Tirutani. Okay, sir. I am listening to you all. Okay, Professor, thank you.
Good evening, Marti Sharma Madam Garu.
Good evening, everybody.
And Valli Madam Garu. And Saravanan sir.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Madam Garu. Good evening, sir.
Hello. Yes, sir. You are audible.
You are audible, sir. Welcome, sir.
Hello, Valli ma'am. Am I audible?
Sir,
Yes, sir. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. You are audible.
You are audible, sir. Good evening, Malti ma'am. Shobana ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Let us start the session. I think our presenter for the day, both of them have joined, and it is indeed my proud privilege and honor to extend a hearty welcome to all of you. And I take this opportunity to welcome you all for this 177th Delta Forum's Faculty Development Program. And I would like to welcome Professor Pavitra ma'am, Dr. Pavitra ma'am, as well as the next presenter for the day. Give me a minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute. I'm coming. Dr. Radhi madam from Mannar Tirumalai Nayakar College, Madurai, and both of them have agreed to do the presentation today for this Delta Forum. Thank you very much, madam, and for joining us. And it is indeed our proud privilege to extend a hearty welcome once again to you. And I would like to take this opportunity to hand over the session to our first presenter of the day, that is our Radhi madam. Thank you, ma'am. Let me check whether Radhi madam. Hearty welcome to you, ma'am, Radhi ma'am. Thanks for Dr. Radhi ma'am. Thanks for joining us. And the floor is yours. You can start your presentation. And Radhi ma'am, hello.
Yes, I can hear your voice, sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can
Take
you
your
hear
time.
my
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is clear, ma'am.
Yes,
Audible.
sir.
You can start, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Take your time, ma'am. Take your time.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Karunanthar, shall I leave the meeting on another device, sir? Can you admit?
Hello, ma'am.
Shall I leave the meeting on another device? I am entering into two devices.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. I will admit, ma'am. No issues, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Can you view my screen, sir? Can
No,
you view
ma'am.
my
No,
screen?
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I think you didn't present it.
I think it is. No, ma'am.
Shared, ma'am. Can just
Let's wait for few
takes
seconds.
time, I think so.
Yes.
Now can you view my screen?
No, ma'am.
Take
Yes,
your
ma'am.
time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And so that no, you are getting ready. I will introduce you to this forum.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Dr. VP Nadi Madam is English, and she is from Pasumalai, Madurai, and she is very much interested in English language teaching and literature teaching. And again, Madam has authored The Sing Peacocks, an anthology of poems. She is a poet, and again, the power of mind and wisdom world 99 quotes. All these things are Madam's contribution, and again, Madam is a prolific speaker and writer,
Yes,
and
sir.
done. She has contributed 14 book chapters and 48 papers in the state and the national international conferences. And again, Madam has been awarded the Kaliyuga Bharati Award and again Abdul Kalam Award, the Teacher Award. And all. She has so many credits to her profile. And again, Madam has been doing this NPTEL courses and she has completed courses. She is qualified for examination. And again, she is UG undergraduation. She has been working in the as an assistant professor of English. He is also the NCC program officer and he is doing wonderful human services Yes, I need to do a presentation in the World Cup program. Thank you, ma'am, for your august presence and your valuable time. Over to you, ma'am, for presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And now can you view my screen, sir? Can you view my screen?
Ma'am, you are presenting,
Yes, ma'am.
but
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it is showing up slowly. Yes.
no, sir.
Can you view my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is no dark, ma'am. Completely dark.
We are not able to
Ma'am,
see
can
your
you hear
PPT,
my
ma'am.
voice?
Ma'am, your voice is very clear, but the screen is not visible.
PPT, yes, ma'am.
It
Yes,
shows
ma'am.
your PPT screen is black. Black, madam, totally
PPT
black.
you couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't see.
Oh.
Yes. Please check, madam. Verify. Take your own time. Don't worry, madam. We are all waiting for your presentation.
Again, I will share, sir. Again, I will share.
No issue, madam. Take your time, madam.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
மேம் இமெயில் ஐடியில போய் கனெக்ட் பண்ணீங்களா? இமெயில் ஐடியில கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா உங்க இது அக்கௌண்ட்டை?
Ma'am, first it was clear, ma'am. Then only it has become dark.
சிஸ்டத்துல போய் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா?
Connect, sir.
லிங்க் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா?
No, sir. Connect பண்ணிட்டேன், sir. I have connected.
பாருங்க
Just a minute,
பாருங்க. ரைட் மேடம்.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Extremely sorry.
When you present first, it was clearly visible, ma'am. Then only it has become dark.
பாருங்க. Yes, sisters, sit right பண்ணுங்க. 1 second.
It was actually visible, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. First it was visible. Then only it has become fully dark.
முன்னாடி கூட நல்லா தெரிஞ்சதுங்க மேம்.
See, ma'am.
Oh my God.
I think, madam, you do one thing. You can, totally, completely.
Rejoin, madam. Better to rejoin.
Ma'am, you can just share the screen what you can.
Now, sir. Now.
It's not visible, ma'am.
Ma'am, if possible, if you send to any one of us, we will help you to share, ma'am.
Can you view my now?
No mic.
Ayyo.
Ma'am, can you try sharing it on the same screen what you're presenting?
Okay, ma'am. I will send my PPT to.
You better you send the PPT
which
to
mail ID, ma'am?
WhatsApp, otherwise mail ID.
Yeah. Entire screen it says, but then connected. Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. You can share your PPT to WhatsApp group, ma'am, or to Mr. Saravanan or Valli madam. They will go and do the presentation.
எப்பயுமே ஆகுங்க ஏன் இன்னைக்கு ஆகல?
ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை மேடம். நார்மல் நடக்கிறது தான் இருக்கும். அச்சோ ப்ளீஸ்.
Okay, sir. I will share my PPT, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you please share it to Velta mail ID, ma'am. I will download and share it.
Now?
No, ma'am, not it, ma'am.
Sir, now can you view screen?
No, ma'am. We didn't. We are not seeing anything.
Now can you view my screen, ma'am?
No, ma'am. You are not presenting it.
Can you view my screen now?
Ma'am, we request you send your PPT to.
No, also you can't view my screen, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Have you presented the presentation icon, ma'am? It is not visible.
But it says Google Meet is sharing your screen.
But we are not able to see you, ma'am.
Entire screen.
Ma'am, there is a point called, there is an icon called share screen, ma'am, on which you click, ma'am, and it will take you to this.
Yes, totally. Madam, you totally click and select the entire screen. You share entire screen, ma'am. Please do once again.
Click on the share screen, ma'am. First you open.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Again, I will share, ma'am. Now it will work.
Yes. Now it is clear.
Just a minute, ma'am. Now, ma'am.
Now is yes, ma'am. Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Yeah. I think please unmute. Yeah. Ma'am, you are muted. Please unmute yourself and speak, ma'am. Yeah.
Now can you view my screen?
Exactly, ma'am. We are keen and clear, very keen and clear. Go ahead, madam. Go ahead.
Now
Go
can
ahead
you
with your
speak,
presentation.
sir?
Yes. Go ahead with your presentation, madam. It's very clear now. It's very clear, madam. Your screen is very clear now. You can go to do the presentation now. Yeah, screen is gone.
Okay.
Ma'am, again you have stopped presenting. Again you have stopped presenting, ma'am.
Good evening.
Radhi ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. Again you have stopped your presentation.
Yes.
Same way you open your screen, ma'am, full screen, then you start sharing the click on the sharing button.
Okay, sir.
It will share, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think you are entering into two device presentation.
Now can you? Okay. Okay. A pleasant good evening to everyone. Ayyo, what, ma'am?
Ma'am, your presentation has stopped, ma'am.
Just a minute, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, now?
No, ma'am, no.
Ma'am, we suggest simply one thing. You can share your PPT to Mr.
Now can
Professor
you
Saravana, and he will go to, put the slide and he can.
Now?
No, ma'am.
No. Some technical issue is there, madam. Technical issue.
Now can you view my screen?
We cannot.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, only one device I have.
But you are not
Now
presenting,
can you view
ma'am.
my screen, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am?
No, ma'am. You present the presentation icon, ma'am. You press the presentation icon.
Just a minute. Okay, I will share it. To whose mail ID shall I send, sir? Please
Ma'am,
tell
do
me
you
some
have Velta mail ID,
sir.
ma'am? Or else you
ma'am.
send it to Saravanan sir
Please
WhatsApp,
tell
ma'am.
me
Ma'am, no need to worry about this, what is that PPT, ma'am. You open your PPT and you run the slides on your own, ma'am. And again, no, just without PPT you can present, ma'am. Not an issue, ma'am. Ready, ma'am. Not an issue. You run the slides for yourself and start doing the presentation alone, ma'am. Don't worry about this thing. Don't worry. Go ahead, ma'am. Because
Velta mail ID, please tell me, ma'am. I will send it to Velta mail ID.
Once again, ma'am. WELLTTA Velta 2021@gmail.com, ma'am. WELLTTA 2021@gmail.com.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Have you send it to me, ma'am? Yes. TTA 2021@gmail.com.
gmail.com. Yes, ma'am. I'm sending it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm waiting.
Okay, ma'am.
no need to worry, ma'am. We will definitely get it. Don't worry. We will do this thing. Just within a couple of minutes we can start. Wait.
Can you me? என்னாச்சு? What happened?
Ma'am, or else you send it to my WhatsApp, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I think you have low bandwidth.
That is why I am telling you, ma'am. You run the slides for yourself and you do the presentation, ma'am. No need to show it to the people because probably that will hamper this the presentation. So better no, you start the presentation by seeing your own presentation. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, Saravana sir has said very clearly, ma'am. You can go on to do presentation, madam. Even
No need to worry about the.
Yes. Please, ma'am, go on. Please.
Okay, sir.
Don't need to worry. Don't worry. Go ahead. All the very
Now
best.
also you couldn't view my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Now also couldn't view my screen.
We got the vision now. Yes. It's visible.
Now?
Visible, ma'am. It is visible.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. It is. I
Okay,
think
sir, I
any
will
one
just-
of us can answer. Ma'am, now it is clearly visible. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank God. Okay. Okay. Okay, ma'am. A pleasant good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank World English Language Learners, Teachers and Trainers Association, WELTA, the organizer, Dr. V. Saravanan sir, and all the organizers and faculty members who are attending this FTP program. Actually, this 177th International Virtual FTP. It's a pleasure to deliver a lecture on this virtual platform through this virtual platform. The topic I have chosen is the power of mind in select works of Mahatriyara and Robin Sharma. First, we human beings, we are all gifted comparing with all the other animals. Miracles, all human beings using the magic power of our subconscious mind. We can kindle this subconscious mind and we can make this subconscious mind a powerful mind by finding a solution to each problem that we face. Even now, we faced a lot of technical issues, but what shall I say? With God, we are hero. Without God, we are zero. Only with a prayer, we are here. So when we connect our mind to that spiritual power, everything will be all right. So we must kindle that powerful mind to find a solution to it. And our subconscious mind is not an imaginary thing. It is very real and it is an integral part of us. It can help us how to unlock our power also. Our mind plays a key role and acts as a key to unlock the treasure of our power. The treasure of our power, it is in this conscious mind only. And it is also compared to supercomputer. Not only to this laptop, our brain is a supercomputer, whereas that subconscious mind is supercomputer created by God. And throughout our life, we have programmed our conscious mind with our own thoughts and habits and beliefs. So just like any of our other thoughts or habits, we have repeated ourselves and we have made our habits too. What we think we will become, that's what in the words of Swami Vivekananda also. Now we could, why God has placed eyes in the front side of our face. Can you tell me? Can anyone tell me why God has placed our eyes in front of our eyes? So that we can walk forward to the right destiny, not backward. If God placed our eyes on the back part of our head, we will move back. God has rightly placed our eyes in the front side. So we must always move forward to the right destiny. And the scientific researchers on our mind say that 86% of our mind thinks only negatively, and we must always try to overcome this pessimistic thought. Till our death, 86% of our mind will always think negatively, and we are always overcoming it. And we must program our mind to read positive thought books every day. That's what I told you. With God, we are hero. Without God, we are zero. And in the words of Mahatriyara, the speaker, the motivational speaker, I will tell you who he is. Without God, I cannot. Without me, God will not. God plus me, anything is possible. And he has also composed a song which is sung at 11:10 a.m. in the morning. I would like to sing this song also. Feeling thy presence, feeling thy grace, feeling thy radiance. You are my source of faith and strength. You are my path and destination. I'm always connected to you. Nothing of me and everything of you. Lead me higher song he has composed, and if we sing this song itself, we will be very much energetic. That spiritual power will bless us a lot. And 11, Mahatriya Ra has said that the angels will come and bless us. So we must keep silent and just close our eyes, and we must not think about anything else. The angels would bless us. That's what that time 11. That time is called infeminate. That's what to say that infeminate time I sang this song. So before that infeminate, this song is played. That is an app too. We can also play that song also. Sri Ramakrishna, the God himself, says the human mind is like a package of mustard seeds. Mustard, you all know, it is in Tamil we call kadugu. It is very small in size. If it is scattered, we cannot even collect it one by one very easily, and we cannot again in the package or in the box as it has been kept previously. So Sri Ramakrishna says that human mind is like a package of mustard seeds, as it is very difficult to gather the seeds that escape out of a torn package. When we just torn the package, it will be scattered here and there in all the directions. So when the human mind runs diverse directions and is occupied with many worldly things, it is not easy task to collect and concentrate it. So we must keep our mind on one object. That's what God consciousness. That's what he says. When we always focus on the worldly materials, we cannot be God conscious. And when we have this God consciousness, we can focus on anything else, whatever we want to do. Before getting into the subject, I want to tell about who is Mahatriya Ra. His real name is T.T. Garajan. He is a spiritual leader, and he is fondly called by the people Mahatriya Ra, a contemporary writer, motivational speaker, and you all know his YouTube videos, which is running very popular. Please watch his videos at least 5 minutes a day. We will be much inspired. He has started an organization called Infinitism, which makes everyone that is and the transformation on material, emotional, and spiritual pursuits. And he has written a number of books in Tamil as well as English also. And the next writer, the topic I have chosen is Robin Sharma, the motivational speaker and also contemporary writer. And he is a personal management expert too. And he is popularly known for his leadership quality. His leadership style is itself a source of inspiration for all the individuals and all the other organizations also, business organizations. And Mahatriya Ra has written works such as Clarity is Power, which is of 12. This volume has 12 books: emotional development, marriage, organizational leadership, parenting, relationship, self-discipline, spirituality, student life. And his first book is Unposted Letter. And this book was gifted to me by a student after reading, her name is Sweetland. After reading that book only, I have got inspiration by this writer, Mahatriya Ra, and started reading all his books. And I did research, an institutional sponsored project work, which is run by Manathamala Nagar College, and I published this book also. Then Robin Sharma's works are daily inspiration from the monk who sold his Ferrari, Little Black Book for Stunning Success, The Mastery Manual, a life-changing guide for personal and professional greatness, The Top 200 Secrets of Success, The Pillars of Self-Mastery, and Who Will Cry When You Die, Life Lessons from the Monk, who served his Ferrari. So these are all his familiar books. Most of the people might have read all these books written by Robin Sharma and Mahatriyara. Now let us come to this topic. Who is important thing in this world? Which one is important thing? When we think like this, it's not gold, it's not any other material, it's not our job, it's not all the other family members, whoever who are connected with us, but you are bigger than everything you own. You are more precious than everything you possess. You are more important than everything that has come into your life. So that's what Mahatriyara says. You are bigger than everything you own, you possess in this life, present life. And many people, we have a lot of problems. And what is the reason for having such major problems? All those major problems are not from the people outside the world, but within us. It is within our heart and it is within our mind. How we think other people will also think us. So this is the secret. And this within heart must be cleansed first of all. When we think negatively, other people also will think us negatively. When we think positively, other people also will be optimistic on us. So this mind and heart must be cleansed first of all. There will not be peace without a change of heart, especially the inward transformation. For example, I could say this. When there are many thoughts, the road is filled with many thoughts, and you must cross that unfilled road. What you must do first? First, you cannot buy a big blanket and spread on the roadside, okay? And we cannot walk on the blanket. It is very difficult to buy such a big blanket. Whereas, just if we wear a pair of shoes or a slipper, we can cross the road. Okay, so it is in our hands. If we cleanse our mind and heart, we will achieve a lot in this world. That's what everything it is in our hand. And with this modern gadget, then daily routine life, all the people, we have stress and tension. In the unposted letter, Mahatriyara says this: all stress and tension in life is nothing but the accrual of psychological pressure caused by the gap between when something should have been done and when it was eventually done. Procrastination is the most certain way to shorten one's lifespan. We should not always postpone. Procrastination is also postpone. Whatever we want to do, we must do it today itself. We must do it in this minute. If somebody asks you to present, you must do it. You must not postpone. I shall present tomorrow like that. Postponement is the signature of underachievers. Life will not postpone our death. So let us not postpone our life. And I want to say there is no word prepone. Instead of, many people use this term prepone. There is no such word in English. Instead of prepone, we can use advance. I have advanced like that. So this is the familiar quote by Mahatriyara in his posted letter. This is my quote: if you attempt for noble venture, distress will never touch you in near future. Then in the word Robin Sharma, how we must keep our mind, okay, how he says, be soft as a flower when it comes to kindness. Be soft as a flower when it comes to kindness, but tough as thunder when it comes to principle. We can reconnect this idea with the words of Abraham Lincoln, also a letter to his school's son's teacher. Then be courteous and polite at all times, but never be pushed around. We must be courteous and we must be polite, and at the same time not be pushed around, and our mind will be pressurized and we may not continue our work pleasantly in this work. Either it is work environment or family environment. Ensure that you are always treated with respect. We always expect respect. Then never discuss your health or wealth and other personal matters with anyone outside of your immediate family. That is the problem, of course, we face on whoever we have shared. If we cannot trust them, that person is not trustworthy, means the problem will be then. So be very disciplined in this regard. We must not discuss our health, wealth, and personal matters. Be truthful, patient, preserving, modest, and generous, says Robin Sharma. Then, of course, we all know that the mind is our friend and the mind is our own enemy. And there is a little story said by Sister Nivedita, the disciple of Swami Vivekananda, and she says this story like this: a man, he was struggling a lot. He was very much poor. He has no money at all. He is a farmer. When he reaches a land, he could see a very beautiful tree. The tree was much powerful, attractive, and his mind says, by looking at this, by looking at the tree, his mind says, "Oh, I wanted to take rest under the shade of the tree." His mind says, and immediately he moves to that shade of the tree and he took rest. He was comfortable. Wow, now I feel very much hungry. If I have something else to eat, fruits or the sweets, whatever he likes, he thought like that. And immediately everything, whatever he had in his mind has been displayed. He ate fruits, he ate sweet, he loved whatever the sweet he had thought in his mind. So he ate it. Then after that, he thought of some girls dancing in front of him. I'll be very happy watching those girls, and I will just take rest on these branches of the tree. And immediately angels sent him some girls. They all danced. He enjoyed the dance. Then the music played on. He was very happy. And next, what he thought means, oh my God, whatever I think in my mind, it happens so. If a tiger comes here and kill me, what will happen? Like that, he thought that, and the pessimistic thought immediately made him. That is, a tiger appeared in front of him, and it was about to kill him. After that, only the man knows that the tree is not what we call in Sanskrit. Immediately, is that okay? When we discuss is like the name of the tree. So we must try to control our mind, that wavering mind with the innumerable imaginations. So our mind is our friend, our mind is our enemy. So when we think positively, everything around us will happen positively. When we think negatively, 1% even, it will affect our mind and it will affect our thought and action also. Our mind is a treasure house. Our subconscious mind is like a garden. So flowers must be produced. How it will be produced? When we serve good thoughts in our subconscious mind. Whereas it grows very young always, it never grows old also. Those flowers also will not be withered from that plant also. Then I could echo the words of Robin Sharma from this book, The Top 200 Secrets of Success. Learn the power of how we can control our mind. Means if we are much tensed or pressurized, when our mind is pressurized, immediately what we must do means we must take deep breath. We must take deep breath. That is, learn the power of breathing and its relationship with your energy source. The mind is intimately connected with our breathing, says Robin Sharma also. So we must take a deep breath whenever we feel tensed. Immediately we will be relaxed. Everywhere sunlight is present. The light of the sun is reflected into our room also. When the glass panes are in some different colors, or the curtains are in different colors, or if they are heavy or light, the flow of the light into the room is also reflected with that colored paint or through that and the heavy curtain. Similarly, when our mind is clouded with the wrong thoughts and perceptions of egoistic consciousness, the reflection of the ever-present divine power and the grace on our mind is also diluted and it is also restricted. That's what, in other words, the inflow of divine gifts of love and grace is in proportion to our faith in divine supremacy. Everyone has the divine power, but we only cloud our mind with that wrong, pessimistic thought. And I could also say, in the words of Mahatria, when we want to focus, at least if we focus 20%, 80% of our work will be completed. If we focus on 20% of our work, 80% of our work will be completed, says Mahapriyara. And focus is not only your ability to say yes to the one, but also the discipline to say no to the other 99 distractions. 99 distractions will be there in our mind. So 99 no, we must say. One yes will make our ability strong. Then light dispels. Actually, I prepared this slide last minute. That's why I have changed somewhat. Extremely sorry. Light dispels darkness. Similarly, each higher sublime thought is also a beam of light that clears the dark clouds of wickedness thoughts. Of course, we all know that performance in accordance with the sense organs. The mind rouses with 5 nerve centers in the consciousness, and lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. All these are the 5 nerve centers which affect our intellects and which distort our power of judgment and discrimination also. So what we will become? We will be slave to our own mind. We can master our mind. Robin Sharma clearly says, the mind is a wonderful servant, but it is also a terrible master also. We must not be a slave to our mind. We must know how to master our mind also. Just a minute. We can also control our mind by watching a candlelight, just lit a candlelight. If we lit a candle, okay, and we must watch that candlelight or that lamp light at least for 3 minutes. The sharp focus engaged. We must watch that light so that and the light and the emissions we will observe. When we observe that the emissions from that candle light or the light when we lit that lamp, we will have a lot of concentration. The power of concentration will be enriched, and our thought also will be very good. If you train this for 10 days, you will have some change in your mind also. Please practice this. Then the power of concentration also increases. If we want to memorize something also, we will memorize easily. In the words of Robin Sharma, light a candle beside you when you are reading in the evening, even though we have this modern light, if we light a candle nearby us, it will be relaxing, it will be wonderful, the atmosphere will be very much soothing. The real light, that light has real power. In the words of Ramalinga Adigalar also, and he has also become that light after his soul leave this earth. Make your home an oasis from this frenzied world, frenzied world outside. So fill in with the great music also, with the great books. They are all your great friends. So try to lit a candle and just read, says Robin Sharma. How we can keep youth in us alive means unburden expectations. Unload the burden of expectations. Too much of expectation leads to distraction. So when we expect a lot, nothing will happen. When we do not expect, many things will happen. So do not wait for a miracle to happen immediately. Stop failure by attempting again and again. Be unique to find a solution to the problem. And the power of mind is within us, and we must not try to search in some other people's mind or in this outside world. Thank you. Ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear. Hearing keenly. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I have entered my presentation in a short manner. Sorry.
Excellent presentation. See, you quoted everything, you know everything. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Excellent presentation. Great.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
you,
for
sir.
your
Thank you,
excellent presentation. Now the floor is open for discussion.
Thank you, madam, for nice presentation, madam.
It is something like the mind makes.
Yes.
Malaji madam is asking us something, yeah.
No, I'm not asking.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm just
Malti, ma'am.
trying to summarize what Rati ma'am was saying. That it is the mind which actually it lays the track on which our actions and manifestations happen. The way we think, the way we create the energies around us. Probably the mind is the creator of those energies, and they happen, or the process they start working in that direction. So that is how the mind triggers things to happen for us. Have I followed you correctly, ma'am? Rati ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because there was a
Ma'am,
slight
yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Ma'am, I want to ask one doubt. See, our mind is
Yes,
always,
sir, please.
our mind is always wavering here and there. We cannot even have sometimes good thought, and sometimes we feel bad ourselves. See, what is the difference in between consciousness and our wavering thought mind, madam? Please. We have already, we are always carrying our consciousness. But time and again, we miss it with the link. Where we can,
How we can...
Yes. How we can be fully consciousness. Yes.
Yes, sir. From the words of Robin Sharma also, I could explain this. Our mind always is something else. We cannot empty our mind without any thought. But we must come to the present. How we must come to the present? That's what he says, rubber band technique we must use. In our culture also, we used to tie a sacred thread on the right hand if it is woman or man left hand. Just pulling that strand of that thread, we will come to the present. We must try to live at present.
We'll get a consciousness. Full awareness about ourselves, right, madam?
Yes.
Some objects is required. So
yes,
worshipping God is like that. Worshipping God is the same, you know.
At least we must just snap our fingers on this wrist. Then that pulse will immediately go to the brain and we will be present. We will live at present. Okay, sir. Any other doubt? I could also quote, do not doubt the trusted one. Do not trust the doubted one. Because God has given us real eyes to realize the real life.
Ma'am, thank you, madam, for your wonderful presentation today. And
yes,
your presentation simply swept all the pressures which we had at the beginning of this session. Superb, madam, superb, actually. Yeah, the tips and quotes which you quoted from Robin Sharma and other author. Really, it's like eye-opener for the people who feel lots of pressure in these days. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Yeah.
Any other question from our forum?
No questions, ma'am. Only compliments only. That's what I should say. And behind your screen, that is behind you, there is Arun Peranjodi Vallalar photo. And that shows that you are so very spiritually alive. Wow, amazing. And it's something like, so very mesmerizing to listening to these words of Makhatriya Ra as well as our Robin Sharma. They are all my favorite, I should say. And there is a lot to be learned from people, and again, especially these kind of self-management, otherwise self-development gurus. And again, when it comes to Robin Sharma, he is much sought after speaker of this world. Top 10 speakers of this world, top 10 self-development guru, I should say. And he's known for his writings. 26 years back, he wrote this Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Year before last year, in 2020, he came up with this 5 a.m. Club, that book. And that is a new. And now again, he is giving so many online courses and all for all the people across the globe. And his courses are sold like hotcakes. Very interesting thing, and everybody could get benefited. Tremendous and tons of tremendous force, I should say. Tons and tons of online videos are available, as you rightly said. Everything is for our good, and we can make use of this thing. And again, very interesting presentation, ma'am. We got wonderful insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Others, anybody who would like to say something, you are most welcome. Veeraraghavan sir, good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. After a long gap, and everybody started asking me what happened to our sir, why sir is not coming, like this.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Happy welcome, sir.
Veeraraghavan sir, happy evening.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, you are muted, sir. Please unmute. And sir, you are muted, sir. Please unmute, sir. Veeraraghavan sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. No, as the program is going on, just unmute. I wanted to listen. That's all. Okay. Oh, thank you.
We missed you for almost nearly a month, and
yes,
that's
sir,
what I should say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you say is correct. Due to some or other unavoidable reasons, I couldn't attend the right time. And as usual, doing a very great thing to all the listeners. You have been acting as a bridge for the listeners as well as for the speakers. Very new speakers are being introduced. They are also doing extremely well. The benefits cannot be, what is that, measured.
Including
That's all.
sir and others, started asking me what happened to sir, why
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
after the forum like this.
Even Jati madam already did a program last month I learned. And
Yes,
welcome.
sir.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
And once again, a special
I
thanks to each
remember,
and
sir. I
everybody.
remember you.
I'm
Yes.
happy to meet you all.
Yeah, really, pleasure is our sir, and you are seeking for blessings and present.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'm able to attend only the second program. I missed the first program. Anyhow, I made it convenient to attend, sir, so that I can listen and learn more and more. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your energy and August present.
Sure, sir.
And again, I must take this opportunity to thank Dr. Ravi sir for this very, very interesting and insightful presentation.
Yes,
And everybody, people need this kind of, otherwise, let's say, motivation to stay really motivated, highly motivated in order to succeed in our life.
Oh,
And again,
yes,
all the
sir.
time, it is fine tune and polish our thoughts and skills, and that's how we stay grounded and again we grow. So, very, very interesting thing to listening to the words of Robin Sharma as well as Makatriyara, and very interesting. Not for interesting presentation, ma'am. And we are looking forward to have your presentations and in the future as well. And hearty congratulations, ma'am. On behalf of the entire as well as all the elite.
Yes, sir. I will contribute.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
With all your blessings, with all professors' blessings also. Yes, thank you, sir.
And anybody would like to say anything, you're welcome. We have another one or two for this. And we will go ahead with the next presenter of the day. Yeah. The next presenter is Dr. Pavitra ma'am from Sona Arts and Science College and Salem. And Madam is also has done a presentation earlier, and we extend a hearty welcome to Pavitra Madam, Dr. Pavitra Madam of Sona Arts and Science College. She is also a seasoned language teacher and again I should say. And Madam has got a significant number of years of experience, and again she has got a doctorate from Bardiyar University, and again she is with Sona Arts and Science College and Sona Engineering College in the Institute of Technology. Both are known for their academic excellence. The same way our Rabi also Thirumalai Nayakar means it's something very phenomenal and a very renowned institution in Madurai. Big salute to both of you, and I would like to extend a hearty welcome to Dr. Pavitra ma'am of Sona College. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable time and your consent. Without taking much time, I am handing over the session to Dr. Pavitra ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saranam sir. Good evening, all the lead members, and I thank the whole team of Velta for their constant support. And this is the second time I'm presenting in Velta. And today I thought, after listening to Rati ma'am, I really feel jittery because her presentation was quite scholarly. I thought like I could just, last time since I dealt with the theory, I thought I could just gamble with the language this time. And I would like to share something what I practice in the classroom. You see, which is in fact that has helped me to facilitate language development through play. If you could ask why play, you see, like today as knowledge and authority are shared among students and teachers.
Ma'am, Pavitra ma'am, your audio it seems little feeble. Could you please hold the mic closer and do the presentation, ma'am? It will be nice. Our Malti Sharma is sent a message in the chat box, please.
Yeah, please excuse me, sir. 1 minute, let me just check.
Thank you for your understanding.
So how about now, sir?
Much better, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now it's very clear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That is Malti Sharma ji from Rajasthan, speaker. He's like Supreme Court. Whatever she says, that is final. Go ahead.
Today I had my own connectivity issues in the first session, so I made it sure that in the second session, with all the blessings of V. Raghavan sir,
Wow. See the energy, sir. Energy is flowing from Rajasthan and Coimbatore. From Coimbatore to Velta Forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, all the elite members and the Welter team. They've always been supporting constant. They have given constant support. In fact, I've been attending like off late since after I presented my first topic. I regularly have kept attending most of the sessions, and yeah, I know like how they make us feel at home. And they always gave us support, and they made the speaker feel really comfortable. Thank you so much. And with that, let me just get into the topic. The topic today, what I've selected is gamble with the language. This is something like what I used in the classroom. Generally I used in form of a play to facilitate the students. Why is that a play? If you could ask me, I could just tell like, see, as a knowledge and authority are shared among the students and the teachers, the role of teacher that increasingly emphasizes the mediated learning. Now, successful mediation helps students connect new information to their experience, and learning in order in other areas help students figure out what to do when they get stumped and help them learn how to learn. Kindly please allow me to share this slide, the PowerPoint whatever I've prepared.
Madam, may I ask a simple question? Of course,
yes, sir, please,
our sessions are always interaction only.
Yes, sir.
Why have you chosen the word gamble, madam? It's is it a positive word or in a different way? Of course.
Sir,
Playing with the language is, I think, more positive. Gambling, why have you chosen, madam? Because I don't know about it. I want to know more about it. Okay?
Okay. Sir, actually, this is something like to run or jump into playfully, which anybody can relish it. Rather than this is why do we take everything in a negative sense? And we could just put it across in a positive form also, because not everything. This we shouldn't get confused with the word gamble, sir. GAMBLE. I'm not talking about the word gamble.
In itself has got negative connotation.
BOL, madam. BOL.
BOL, yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't
This is
observe
GAMBOL.
Okay,
It
fine,
means
fine.
that we need to get into it. It's sort of a play. How we get energetically involved. That's what it is.
Thank you for your clarification.
Yes, sir. So here, one of the poems what I recently dealt with in the classroom. I'm not going to engage with the poem what I've stated over here. Since it's a gamble of the language, I just wanted to state how the poet has used his skill in order to bring the nuances of the languages. So if you could just see, I've just capitalize certain words at the end of the line, each line, if you could see. I bless the Lord because I grow, row, charm, harm, arm, start, thought, art, spare, pair, are. If you could see the set of words which falls at the end of the sentence, we could see a change in each word. G, the G is lost in this row, and R is lost in the third row. So these set of terms, this is called to be beheadment. When the first, removing the first letter of a word, this is called beheading a word. In beheadment, you see, a word loses its first letter and becomes another word. So this is the certain. This is something. There is something called poetic license, which has been given to the poets. Whereas, like anybody can use that license to bring it to relish, to make the audience relish the poem according to their own whims and fancies. But if you could see George Herbert, he has used a skill in order to bring in the beheadment. So when we teach this poem, it's important that we need to state what does this term mean. When this set of things has been used while writing a poem or a short story or an essay, any composition of work for that matter, we need to state that is something called beheadment. So that like we could even bring certain layman examples as if stated here as pants becomes ants, glass become lash, ash, spare, pair, art, charm, harm, arm, everything. So this is one set of word play, gambling with the language. When we look into let me just jump into the next set of word. The next one is called curtailment. See, the difference falls over here. Here in these paragraph, you could see the first letter of a word gets beheaded. But here in curtailment, if you could see, the last letter is getting lost. They are losing. Curtailment involves removal of the last letter. A word or phrase becomes another when its last letter is removed. This is what stingy. If you just remove Y, it becomes sting. I'm not talking about something called how a noun changes into a verb or a verb changes the noun takes the place of an adjective. We are not speaking about that. These are all some of the nuances the poet or the writer uses in order to make their writings fruitful. So when we come across certain things, I thought I could bring the literary examples for every word. Since I was running short of time and we have been put into a lot of work in the colleges also, I couldn't just bring in the real examples. Probably in the next session when I attend, I could just give more examples related to literature work as well. So as such, we could see seat, heat, eat. So when you lose the first letter in a word, that is called beheading. When you lose the last letter in a word, that is called curtailment.
That eat can be prolonged to at also, madam. Okay?
Sorry, sir. It could be pronounced.
That eat can be prolonged to at also. Okay?
Yes, sir. Exactly. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Exactly, sir. It could be done as at too. All right. And this is something called gangroo words. What's a gangroo? If you could just think of a gangroo, what strikes our mind is a gangroo will always hold its kid inside its stomach, its belly, if you could see. So these sort of words, see, for example, I've stated the example, gangroo word, illuminated. I've taken one of the words as illuminated. This contains a baby word within it, L-I-T. That didn't lose its meaning as such. It has got the meaning as such, which has been hidden within. We are using lit in place of illuminated. Same as such, evacuate, vacate. You could just see, you can find V-A-C-A-T-E, vacate, which has been hidden within evacuate. So here, a female gangroo keeps its young ones in its pouch. A gangroo word is a word which carries within its spelling in the normal order a smaller word which means exactly the same. Let me just give you more examples related to this. If you could see, amicable, it's amiable, appropriate, apt, and salvage also will have save, and hostelry, it is hotel, and encourage, urge, if you could see each word which has been quoted over here, every word will have a word within it, which gives the same meaning. That doesn't jump from the meaning, which has got the same meaning actually. If you could just take masculine, we'll have male. If you could take destruction, we'll have ruin, R-U-I-N. We could just find spelling within it. So these set of words can be called as kangaroo words. This is one form of tactics what the writers use. And oronym and homophones. Homophones is something what we use it in our daily life, and we are quite familiar with homophones as well, with sounds which gives the same sound, like prince, prince, allowed, allowed, all those things. But what is this oronym, you see? We'll have, I've stated the example as it follows. The stuff he knows can lead to problems. The stuff he knows can lead to problems. Where is the spice center? Where is the spice center? It sounds similar when you speak faster. When you just communicate, we'll tend to misunderstand the word. We'll not happen to take it in the right way if it has not been told in a right sense. When there is no appropriate pause inside the sentence, we'll tend to get confused. So, when a set of words which carries the same sound, it is called oronym. I'm taking a nice cold shower. I'm taking an ice cold shower. Reading in the library is sometimes allowed. Reading in the library is sometimes allowed. So this is one form of word forms. And here, a most interesting one, spoonerism. Whereas like most of us, not most of us, every one of us would have, encountered this, rather than we'd have had an experience personally. And this word, this is originated from one of the reverend named Spooner, actually. He used to use the way of speaking. When he communicates with anybody else, most of his language will be in this form. So what's spoonerism? To put it in a layman word, it is called a slip of a tongue. So, for example, if you could see a lack of pies, in place of a pack of lies, we tell a lack of pies. When we speak fast, you see, we'll just, we'll get swapped, our syllables get swapped, the letters get swapped. Everyone would have done this. Red bedridden, we tell, bedridden for that. Come and poke out of the window. Come and look out of the window. Go and shake the tar. Go and take a shower. A well-boiled isle. A well-oiled bicycle. To gap the bridge, to bridge a gap. So when you have, when you swap the syllable or when you swap the letter, that is called spoonerism. Rather than telling that I had a slip of a tongue, or I kept doing this, we could just tell them like I spoonerized. He keeps spoonerizing words. So this is one of the style which was been practiced, not practiced, it was habitual to one of the Archbishop who lived in 1884. So this is one of the terms what we could tell our students as well. Everything after dealing with the text, when we come across these things, we'll have to label it as such, and we could just put it across in a simple form to the students for them to learn the words as well as the examples, so that they'll have the habit of practicing it. And here, these are some of the figures of speeches also I've taken. Figures of speech which has been prescribed in a syllabus, and it is like quite straightforward. We need not even the figurative language is what we use. And it is not necessary that we need to tell them all those things, because this has been prescribed. When it has been prescribed, we go in depth into it. It is not something like spoonerism or beheadment or curtailment, what we need to exclusively focus on. So to hyperbolate, we can just tell like, don't hyperbolate it. Rather than it's hyperbole. One of my colleagues, she asked me, when I told it was hyperbole, she told me, she asked me, what is the pronunciation of hyperbole, ma'am? How do you pronounce it? So when I told that it was hyperbole, she told, ma'am, that's hyperbole. Please see that you use the right pronunciation. And thanks to Abhinaya ma'am for correcting me. And again, I shouldn't make the same mistake when I'm presenting over here. When hyperbole, so we can just tell the students, like, rather than telling the meaning, whenever we learn any of the figurative languages, we can ask them to use that in their form of spoken, so that could sound even more better. So I heard that a million times. We all know what a hyperbole is. It's a kind of an exaggeration. We generally do it. We'll tell, like, I kept warning you 1,000 times. We wouldn't have meant it 1,000 times literally. But then we use, in order to show the intensity of our warning, we use certain words. So that is called hyperbole. So we could even tell the students regarding this. And apart from that, euphemism. Euphemism, you see, it's a substitution of a pleasant expression of an offensive one. They're often used to hide unpleasant or disturbed ideas. See, example, if you could see, a restroom for toilet room. I go to toilet. Now that it has become a fashionable word, that we started using a euphemism. Initially, that wasn't the case. We could just use these words. In the modern writing, these words occurs actually. Sanitary landfill for garbage dump, bad pre-owned vehicle in place of used cars, third party authorized for hacking, and correctional facility for jail. So these are something, a term, these are all the pleasant expressions. In order to avoid offending anybody else, we could rather opt for such pleasant expressions to keep ourselves smooth enough. So there is an antonym for this word as well. This is called dysphemism. It is, in turn, there we use a polite expression in order to tell something. But here it is like we are using we are using a harsh word, okay, in order to express instead of a polite one. See, a word stingy, rather than telling stingy, we can tell be quite careful. Or we could tell thrifty. Euphemism is thrifty. Neutral is careful. And here, terrorist, rather than terrorist, we could tell rebel. Rebel is, of course, a terrorist. It's not necessary that a terrorist should be a bad. This is a rebel. So when you make it euphemism, that is freedom fighter. So we could tell them these nuances to the students. We could guide them as a way that they'll use these, rather than telling pig-headed, we could tell stubborn, firm. Stubborn is also a bit harsh. That's neutral, but. So we could just tell like a spoiled kid, stubborn child, rather than we could just tell it as a firm. So this is one of the forms what we could use. And malapropism, of course, we know malapropism. Malaprop is one of the characters. She's quite familiar to all the literary personalities seated over here. She is one of the characters from Rivals, Sheridan's Rivals. And she uses most of the words as such. Like she used, oh, he will dissolve my mystery. In place of dissolve, she uses resolve. He is very pineapple of politeness. In place of pinnacle, she uses pineapple. These words, when we're using a comical misuse of words in mistake of one sounding similar, rather than not some of us, like at times everyone tend to use this, and then we'll realize that we have used a wrong word and we apologize when we tell like, sorry, I should have meant this. In place of that, we used to tell. But we could just tell them the words which sound similar, but then we should be very cautious of the words. See, a politician is alleged to have said that he would support a colleagues for best of his mobility instead of nobility. In place of nobility, they're using mobility. So what happens? The sentence loses its sense. So this word malapropism is a French word, which is derived from a word mal or props. It means that inappropriate. When we're using an inappropriate term in place of in a wrong place, that is called malapropism. We could just use the characters' names as we use jargons, as we state jargons in English language. When we quote certain, where we just tell like, don't be brute as we tell. using the characters we just YouTube route, as we tell. And while talking about Chaucer, also when we talk about Eglantine, the character Eglantine, when somebody is like quite conscious of their posture, when they're quite conscious of their well-being, so we tell like Madam Eglantine. So we could even use the character name in order to describe somebody else. We could just tell them, as we use malapropism, we could even get them used to such characters, so that that will become the practice of theirs in their day-to-day language. And rebus puzzle. This I have a game at the end of the session where every one of us could just give a try on it. To just give an introduction to what it is, I'll just tell you what it is. These are a set of words in the 18th century writers they have used in most of the works of theirs. It's a word puzzle actually. They'll use rather pictures to represent the word. In place of I, O, U, you see, it means that I owe you. We need not tell O itself is O, W, E. We need not tell I, O, W, E, U. The word, the letter itself represents what it is. Can somebody tell me what this Y, Y, U, R? Can somebody give a try? Y, Y, U, R. What is Y, Y, U, R? What could it be? Sir, hope I'm audible.
Madam, why you
Yes.
are? Why you are? Am I right?
Uh,
Why you
Oh, sir.
are?
Why you are?
Actually, double Y is there. First Y is Y. Y U is you. R is for A or E. Why you are? Maybe. Okay.
You're partly right, sir. But since there
Maybe
is
some other
double,
word. Okay.
yes, sir. Since
Double
there
Y is
double
there.
Y,
I
yes.
split it into two. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you at the end of the session, sir, what it is.
Sure, madam. Sure.
Because
Till
since we
then,
have,
we will think of it.
since this is gamut of words,
Okay.
it'll be good when we state it at the end, so that everybody could give a try.
Definitely.
And N1 is also quite a simple one. If you could just read it, pronounce it louder, we'll get this word, NE1.
Anyone, probably.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. That is the one.
Thank
And
you.
B9, sir.
Okay. Veera Raghavan, madam.
Thank you, sir.
B9.
Yes. B9. Yes, sir.
Benign.
B9. Very good, ma'am. Very good. That's it.
B-E-N-I-G-M, maybe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
B9.
Exactly. We'll have this rebus puzzle at the end of the
Thank you.
session, sir. Yes, sir. And idioms as such, like we know, we use idioms in a day-to-day life, and how we could even ask the students to apply it in their spoken language. Most probably, we don't encourage them use it in a written form, but we could use it in a spoken form to make it posh. But we shouldn't use it accidentally, but we need to be very cautious in which scenario we are using it. So idiom, we know, it's an idiom is a phrase whose meaning isn't obvious from looking at the individual word, something which is hidden. We'll just look into the examples, we'll get an idea. Now, see, idiom, the salt of the sea, when you just look into the literal meaning, we know we are just meaning about there is salt which is present in the sea. But here you see, the meaning is a simple, honest, and worthy person. I love working for Jay, he's the salt of the sea. He might be the boss, but he works harder and longer than us all. So we could just use, in order to appreciate somebody else who is quite honest, who is a boss, we could just use it as he is the salt of the sea. And if you could just see, skip classes, all those things, we use it. Now that this has become our everyday practice, but still they need to know that even this is a form of an idiom. Play truant, stay away from school. And here, I often skip classes. I hate going to school. Some of the terms, since we use it in a daily life, it has become a practice of ours. But then they need to know that that's a form of an idiom too. So here, a quick learner, someone who is able to learn a new skill or task very quickly. And here, I'm a quick learner. I've just learned 20 idioms in 3 minutes. Now, I only have to revise them. So this is one. Chase rainbow. waste your time trying to get or achieve something impossible. That is chase rainbow. We know it is impossible to chase rainbow. It is not the literal term, as we all know. Let me just quickly run through the slides so that we could get into the gambling of words as such. The gamble of words. I need to pronounce it in a right way. Okay, you're just chasing rainbows, boy. I want to win an Olympic gold medal. So we could just tell them these are the patterns you could use. These are some of the examples you could use in order to make a sentence. We could put it across in such a way. And freak out, become very angry, scared, or excited. And I freaked every time I see a dog. This we all are aware of. Out of a blue. Another thing is what is more interesting is there are several when we are teaching. What is that idioms specially, we could just take one of the, we can choose, we can either concentrate on colors actually. For example, if you could take now that I've given it as out of blue. Out of blue is appear out of nowhere without any warning. So we could just take another color like black. For example, if you could take blackout, we can tell like I lost losing memory or loss of electricity, or a black day and an happy day, or black market and illegal buying. And something related to that, if you could just tell like if it is blackout, we will tell loss of electricity. If it is brown out, there is a partial loss of electricity. When there is a partial loss of electricity, that is called to be brown out. And if it is to be green, if you could just take green is to be mature. All those things. Now we can just connect words related to the colors so that it will be quite interesting. When we're practicing it in the classroom, when we're teaching idioms, you see, we can choose either the colors, or time, or eatables and part of the body. There are several idioms what we could teach in different classes. So this is one of the examples. The dinosaur appear out of the blue. I completely didn't expect it. We shouldn't just stop stating the idioms alone. We can even tell the background of the idioms as well. If you could take, for example, there is one idiom, common idiom. If it rains really hard, we tell it pours dogs and cats. We could just state a story from where this idiom has been taken. We can just tell in those days, you see, when in the olden days, we only had hay houses actually. And this, we didn't have any den, or we didn't have an exclusive house for dog or cat or fish or anything else. They just lived along with the nature. So these cats and dogs that went and hid, if you could just see the hay. Can I show one of the pictures from online, sir, if you all don't mind?
No. Yes.
One second. Let me just show one of the images from hay house so that I could tell where does that idiom come from. Now. See, here, for example, if you could just take, hope you all can view the screen.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So this is a hay house. Those days, you know, the cats and dogs used to live in this place. There will be a gap in between these places. There's a connectivity between these two hays. So here where the dogs and cats reside, it seems. So in case when there is a heavy pour, actually, when it rains heavily, what happens is that as the hay falls, the dogs and cats also falls along with that. That is why they tell when it rains heavy, they tell like it rains cats and dogs. So that's one of the terms. So we could just, every idiom has a story behind it. We could just state that for everything we could just state. Probably, if possible, I can just make one of the sessions based on the idioms alone exclusively, the stories behind each idioms. And once again, hit the book. You know, these things, hit the book, study very hard. And let me just run through this since we're running a short of time. Is it okay if I could take a bit of extra time, sir?
Yes,
So,
ma'am. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
cat
go.
summon.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Ma'am, you can take your own time, ma'am. No issues.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. So, cat summon red-handed. We know all these things. So, call it a day. Quit work and go home. And say, I'm really hungry and tired. Let's call it a day. I'll finish my work tomorrow. And couch potato, the most with famous, which has been ever loved by the moms of us, especially. My mom, whenever I go to my mom's place, she used to tell, "Don't be a couch potato." They know that we slog like anything in last place, but still when we go home, they tell like, "Don't be a couch potato." So it's quite obvious what a couch potato is. Let me show image of it. I spent all days watching TV. I guess I'm a couch potato. So it's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision. That's one thing. And look, the zoo gate is open. Shall we run away? Come on. It's a no-brainer. Let's get out of here. So black and blue, badly bruised, and once in blue moon very rarely. An armchair critic, a very important character every one of us would have encountered. But still, a person who knows or pretends to know a lot about something in theory rather than practice. They only preach rather than practicing. They are called to be an armchair critic and go an extra mile, take an extra effort. And this is something what I've taken from the internet, which is related to time. If you could just see, it is just a term time where it could be used in different forms. Against time, under pressure of time, from time to time, now and then, in a nick of time, just before it's too late, all the time, always. Time is right. It is a suitable moment to do something. For umpteenth time, yet again, time is money. Time should not be wasted because it could not be earned again. As time goes by, as circumstances changes, time flies, do time. A stitch in time saves nine for the time being. So this is these phrases also we could just tell them how many idioms has been framed with one term and how it could be used in form of sentences. And health idioms also, as I told you, health idioms, as pale as ghost, at death's door, back on your feet, sick as a dog. So as pale as a ghost, if you see, extremely pale. The mother was as pale as a ghost when she saw him. So at death's door, very near death, I was at death's door after my heart attack. Back on your feet to be healthy again. My sister is finally back on her feet. And sick as a dog, extremely ill, these things. Now we'll have a bit of, since we dealt with idioms, let's just see. I think I need to go for a slideshow only, then I could just show that. Otherwise, we'll have our answer also will get exposed. 1 minute, since we dealt with idioms, let's just have a revision of idioms. Okay, this is it. Could you all guess what these idioms are? We all could just give a try based on the images what I've posted here.
First one, just now you told.
Raining cats and dogs.
It's
Yes.
raining cats and dogs. Okay?
Yes, sir, exactly, sir. Yes, sir. Second one, sir.
Second one, fire is there. What is the second?
Fire.
Dogs, sir, not dongs. Okay.
Can we go through the answers now? Let me show the answers to you all, sir. 1 minute.
Sure, madam.
It's raining cats and dogs. So we have just given this. And burn, right? It means that destroy relationships. And cost an arm and a leg. It means that cost a lot of money. And cat got your tongue. Used when someone is quiet and isn't listening. So this is one thing. We'll just go to the next one.
Wow.
Could you guess this, sir? So, ma'am, and anybody for that matter, you all can even guess this.
Second one, smell the rat, ma'am.
Sorry, sir.
Smell the
You
rat.
can. Okay, you can guess any of the images, sir. Anyone, anything for that
7
matter.
or 8? 7 and 8 is visible. Okay.
Pour the midnight oil. Seventh one, pour the midnight oil.
Okay, sir. Good.
Smell the rat.
Eighth one is quite simple.
Eighth one.
Not your cup of tea.
Brilliant, ma'am. Correct. We'll have a look at the answers now. Yeah. Speak of the devil. Used when the person you are talking about arrives, and smell a rat, that is suspect deception. Burn the midnight oil to work until late at night. Not my cup of tea. It's not what you like or what you're interested in. So this is what it is. This final one. Can I give the answer?
Once in a blue moon, madam. The last one, once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. This is like.
The last one, yeah.
So we could just show such things to our students so that we could inculcate an interest in the classes. Once again, sir, let me just play some of the. So this is again another. We have a bit of language games. What I practice it in the class, but we can just have it for time being. By understanding the clues given, make words starting with the prefix miss. You have to have the prefix miss based on the question what I am going to pose now. You'll have to give the appropriate answers. Now, forming an idea of a person that is not correct.
Misconception.
Very good, ma'am. Misconceive or misconception. Okay, right. The person who is not accepted by other people in the society.
Misfit.
Contradiction.
Super. To spell something wrongly.
Mispronounce.
Okay, misspell. Or when we pronounce, we could tell mispronounce. When we spell, we could just tell misspell. Control or organize things badly.
Ill-temperament, madam. Ill-temperament.
Mismatch, ma'am.
Mismanage.
Correct. Mismanage. And placing things somewhere and forgetting the place for a while. Misplace. Super. Mislay it is, yeah. Place or mislay. Mislay is the right word, we could tell. Misplace is something. Misplace is also appropriate. But rather than getting them telling misplay, we can just get them introduce the term mislay. And giving an untrue picture of someone or something.
Mislead.
Mislead, ma'am.
Misrepresent.
Okay.
And to form a bad opinion about a person, thing.
Misjudge.
Yes, correct, ma'am.
She
Bad
judged it
government of the
properly.
country.
She judged it properly. Okay.
Sir? It's true.
She is the Supreme Court judge, sir.
Sir, not hear something correctly.
Not here something.
Okay, miss here. So bad luck is misfortune. We know. A mistake such as a wrong spelling in the book, newspaper, etc. We call it to be a spelling mistake when we write it. But in case if it is something in form of a book.
Misprint.
Misprint. Very good.
Misprint.
Yes, exactly. Misprint. So that's it. And let me go to the next one. Jumble letters. Now, these are some of the letters which has been jumbled. We need to put it in a right order.
Crazy, ma'am.
Crazy, ma'am. Correct. Can you give a try for this?
Nature, ma'am.
Nature. Brilliant, sir. Right.
Citadel? No. Oh, no, that's not the word.
Can I play?
Indicate.
I'll go to the next one. This is an easy
Great,
one.
ma'am.
Sorry, sir?
Target.
Double T over there, double T.
Target.
Regret.
Target.
And
Target is the starting.
Target.
What does it say? Okay, let me just play. Option.
Generate.
Generate, ma'am.
Generate. Right, ma'am, right.
Real. Oh, sorry. Similar.
Similar.
Angle.
Sorry, we couldn't hear properly, but let me just
Angle, ma'am.
play. Emblem. It's emblem.
Fortune.
Correct, ma'am. Correct.
12.
I think I missed one of the keys over there. Yeah, I missed one of the keys over there.
Madam, there must be one more L, madam. There must be one more L.
One L.
There is. It should be double T.
Oh,
It should be double T. Okay, sir. The last one. We are left with only one. Let me just come to this last. Let me just show this. One. Yes. Okay. This is what I told you about rebus puzzle. Remember, sir, I told you about rebus puzzle, and I told you why you are. It means that is two Y's you are. Two WISE Y's you are. That is why you are.
Oh,
yes, sir.
fantastic.
We'll go. I'll just post a certain picture. Why
appreciating
you are.
other person.
That is.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Two Y's.
You are appreciating others. Two Y's you are like that. Okay.
Two Y's you are.
You are two Y's. Madam, you are two Y's. Okay.
Sir, I sound sarcastic, sir, but still let me take it as a compliment. Thank you, sir. Could you just give a try on these things?
Sure, we all will be happy. Okay. Travel, 9 C's are there. Travel, 9 C's.
Can I give the answer?
Travel overseas.
Excellent, exactly, sir. Travel overseas. Let me come to the next one. I've given the answers for you. Okay. Forget 10 heroes. 4 got 10 heroes.
Okay.
Forgotten heroes. I'm sorry. Once again, let me just. I don't know. I've given the answers over here only. All right, you can just try this out.
Breed.
Breed.
Crossbreed. Exactly.
Crossbreed.
This lady, she holds a priority always.
3 ladies, madam.
So but then I've underlined one of the ladies, sir. I've highlighted one of the ladies.
You underlined one lady.
So what could it be, sir? Can you give a guess? A wild guess, sir. One who plays a prominent role, probably. She'll be known quite prominent. Most of them will be knowing her. Okay, let me just display the answer. First lady, President's wife, First lady. Yes, sir. And this one, sir. This is quite easy.
Middle-aged, ma'am. Middle-aged.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wow.
Middle-aged. This one, sir. This is quite very easy. Broken promise. Yes. Broken promise. Yeah. Can I give you the answer?
It is hijacking.
Hijacking. J and K. It's high. So hijacking.
Befriended.
What is it, ma'am? Can you?
It is unfriended.
Okay. Okay. Let me need is a friend indeed. A friend in need.
A friend in need.
Yes.
Findability.
Partially, sir. You could find something over here, an empty space over here.
Credibility.
Okay, let me display the answer.
Overcritical.
Gap.
Credibility gap.
And
There's a hijack.
Jack in the box. Jack in the box.
Jack and
This is a simple one, sir.
Stay overnight.
Stay overnight. Yes, stay overnight.
Small talk.
Small talk. Excellent, sir. This is one of the idioms too. There is a word hidden within this A. It's not hidden, it is prominent anyway, but it's here. Let me give the answer. That's matinee. Mat in A. Matinee. Matinee show.
H2O. Water. H2O.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. That was a small talk. This is a big if.
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yes, yes. Breakfast.
Mice.
What mice, ma'am? Partially right.
Three departed mice.
I'll show you. 3 blind mice.
Blind mice.
wow.
Operation.
Operation. What?
Operator, madam. Operator.
Yes, sir. But what operation is that?
Painless. Painless
Yes.
operation.
Excellent. Brilliant, ma'am. Brilliant. Yes. Painless operation.
Deep thought.
Yes. Deep in thought.
Deep in thought.
This is something we could scramble eggs.
Scrambled with.
Yes. See eye to eye.
To eye.
One of the idioms again.
Green with envy.
Yes, correct. Green with envy.
Beaten. Once in a blue moon. Beaten.
If I play the answer, you'll be thinking like, oh my God, such an easy answer. Okay, let me just play.
Beaten black and
Again, another idiom. We could just teach idioms in form of these ways so that the students will never forget these things.
Half-hearted.
Yes, exactly.
Not fully hearted. Okay.
strong order.
Blind
What
order.
Strong order, big order.
This one.
Broken personality.
What is this one? Split personality, yes.
Personality.
Split personality. What do we call this plus? There is another term for this plus in English.
Repeat, ma'am.
There is another term for this plus. When we tell plus, 1 plus 1 is 2.
Mary and Mary.
Mary plus Mary.
Mary and Mary.
Mary plus Mary. What this plus is the answer actually. Okay, let me just play the answer over there. Okay. Again another idiom.
Once on the moon.
Once in a blue moon.
Right. Tongue in the cheek. Even this is one of the idioms. Tongue in cheek. Last one. Let me see who is going to give me this answer.
It's your time.
Your time?
High time.
No? Yeah, okay. Partially, ma'am. You can just give it a try. Top time. Again, there's another term for top.
High.
Time. Time.
Start, ma'am.
Okay, let me just. Your time is up.
Okay, your time is up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Wonderful,
Hope you all
ma'am.
enjoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Super. Madam, always you people have to come on a weekly basis. At least 2 or 3 times.
Sure, we'll make it up, sir. There are any sir. We can just bring in a story behind that and make a presentation related to
As said, you are very entertaining and informative. That's true.
Thank you so much, sir. I feel so free only at this forum, sir, because everybody makes us feel comfortable in this forum.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Madam, you are appearing the
Wonderful
applause.
session, and we felt like kids. LKG, HKG.
Yes. That is what we call to be a gamble of.
But today
Yes,
we
ma'am.
were all in LKG, HKG class.
Yes, ma'am.
I am pre-KG.
So that's the power of game. That's the power of game. We love playing games.
Definitely.
So when
You are
we
appearing
teach
in the last moment, madam. You are appearing in the last moment. Right, madam?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, really,
Thank you so much, everyone.
and everybody enjoyed. Everybody
Wonderful.
enjoyed.
Next
Because,
time you come
within a
with
short amount of
such.
time, they have to
You know,
find.
such
Sorry, ma'am.
next time you come with such PPTs, and we will be on the alert mode. Today we were caught red-handed.
Yeah, sure,
Next
ma'am.
time we will be on the alert mode. If it's your session, we'll just keep some ready material.
Madam,
Ma'am, I'm a great fan of each and every one in this forum, ma'am. I always admire your discussions. You give so much. Every class I go discuss it in the department the next day. Some of my colleagues are here with me today. They used whatever you discuss, I just make note and I take it to the classroom and I tell them to the college and we discuss. Such a beautiful
That's good.
forum.
Really, you are also offering the best thing. Because you want to give some innovative ideas. Students are gifted. Your students are gifted. Sona College students are gifted.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
also
ma'am.
gifted today, sir.
Ma'am,
It was so nice that you had your session on
Thank you.
Saturday. So, like the exertion of the whole week has been released.
No, actually, I've been listening to this language just now, ma'am.
Therapeutic effect.
Yeah.
So transfer the amount to Supreme Court. Exchequer. Yeah.
See,
Right,
Shravan sir, I tell you, the word therapeutic is the only adjective that fits into my reaction. Because when I'm very tired, very exhausted, when I'm ill, I simply listen to these sessions of Delta Forum and within an hour or two, I regain my energy and my health.
Ma'am,
So
it's an honor, ma'am.
we
Thank you.
were so tired, so exhausted, and every one of us was simply trying to gain marks. So,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
and
you.
we went back years back, and so the whole energy of decades has been recovered. So therapeutic is really very valid.
Actually, Malti Sharmaji is the energy bank. From there, that is the source we are getting the energy.
There was a tough competition to say the answer first. Okay, madam. That also is
Let's say it could have been, and if it's an offline class, we'd have enjoyed it much better. Lots of games to be organized.
Pavitra madam, where you picked all those ideas, please, ma'am. Please.
That's why I want to ask you, ma'am.
Some particular resource. Please, ma'am.
Thanks to the internet, sir.
Where can we get this wonderful things, madam, please?
Sir, the internet only, sir, nothing magic.
Okay.
As we handle the topic to make it interesting, we just go pick here and then browse and pick things.
Sure. You're so searching through Google Meet, Google engine always, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our panel judges are not available now. Our panel judges can continue the madam, discussion, please. Our Veeranagan sir has now appeared today. Please, sir, you can give your ideas, insights. Please, sir.
Already everybody has given, sir, the same thing. I welcome it. It's all the same, and everybody enjoyed it. It's a wonderful session. She made us to think. She kept our brain in an alert way. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, really a joyful time. And we all became a kind of students, I hope, today, okay, because we have the answer.
Thank
Very,
you, sir.
very nice, madam. In these ages, you are doing means, this is called dedication. Dedication to the students.
Thank
to
you, sir.
offer some different ideas, engage them in a different way. It is not just the monotonous way teaching, make them to be alert and innovative. We should do more and more. Okay.
And also, I want to add a madam voice and her speech is like a river flow. Continuously, she gives her idea without having any stop pause or anything. It's amazing. Continuously, that is going on. Great,
Not give too much time.
Sir, I learned it from this forum only, sir. I learned it from this forum. Everybody gives beautiful ideas.
I'm a beginner here. Everybody knows. See, I learned a lot more things from you, madam, today. So great salute, great Atma Namaskaram for all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Brothers and
sir.
sisters, all of you.
Thank you so
It's a
much.
wonderful opportunity for me. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. Great
Seriously, sir.
scholars.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All Vidyarthi scholars, who contribute many things here at the forum, particularly for our founder and all vice presidents, president. I put my salute, Atma Namaskaram to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, everyone expects more section from you, ma'am.
Ma'am, sure, ma'am. Definitely, yes.
Yeah,
ma'am.
that's the
I will.
complimentary as well as the request for more sections.
Yes, ma'am. So many are waiting in line from my colleges, ma'am. So many they just wanted to get into this forum and talk. Probably
Definitely,
next
ma'am.
week.
Most welcome.
Yes, ma'am. They'll be doing it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Pavitra ma'am of Sona College of Arts and Science for a very, very interesting presentation. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Ravi madam for the presentation on this Robin Sharma as well as Magatri Arra. And it's both the sessions were very interesting and wonderful treat to the as our Malti Sharma ji, the Vice President of Rajasthan speaker, said exactly. Thank you, ma'am. I second Malti Sharma ji's opinion, and thank everyone, especially our senior colleague and role model, Professor Veeraraghavan sir, for his August presence as well. New joinees as also I extend a hearty welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your time as well as gracing this occasion. Tomorrow let's meet tomorrow with new renewed vigor and josh for tomorrow's international virtual seminar that is going to be from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. And again, evening we have this regular FDP. Thank you everyone for joining us and making this a grand success, especially today's very, very inspiring presentation by Dr. Pavitra Ma'am from College. And yes, the first presentation was on controlling the mind. And really now we control the mind with the first session and we played with this mind with the second session. That's what I should say. Both we had and fun and learning. Thank you so much, both the presenters, and we are looking forward to have continuous patronage in the days to come. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, sir. Good evening, sir. I could not attend the sessions today, sir.
Sir, Kiran sir, you can view it on YouTube.
Yeah, sure. I'll be watching that one.
Yes.
Actually, I will travel. So I've just returned from Vijayanagaram. Yeah, fine.
Happy journey, sir. And again, it's
okay. Good night, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. I will. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. And good night, all. Good night, all.
Thank you and good night, sir. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Edil sir, thank you and good night.
Good night,
thank you.
sir.
Good night, sir. Good night, everyone. Sir.
காலையில ப்ரோகிராம் வந்து நாளை காலையில கண்டிப்பா வந்துடுறேன்.
We will meet. Thank you, Malti Sharma ji, for your August presence. Yeah.
Saranand sir, shall I end the stream, sir?
Oh yes, ma'am. Please. Go ahead, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi, ma'am. Thank you. Chandrasekhar sir, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we feel very much blessed by your presence.
Yeah.